Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Not That Complicated. It's Tejah.
And Morgan.
So if you haven't, if you can't tell already, there's only two of us. Jametra was a little busy, so she couldn't record. That's okay. Working gal, no big deal. So this don't be alarmed. There's no beef. There's no tea. Sometimes it's just gonna
Yeah,
happen. Sometimes
she
people are
hasn't
gonna
been
get
kicked out of the
busy.
group.
Yeah, like it's fine. So if you ever, sometimes there may be times where only one of us can come on here, two of us. So just putting it out there. Don't ever think things are going crazy because there ain't nothing going on. But anyways, welcome back. If you're
Yeah.
new to the show, we like to start off each episode with the high and the low of the week. So we're gonna start off with our lows. You want to kick us off with your low, Morg?
Uh, well, um, I would say the low. I already told y'all in the last episode, it's gonna be a real consistent thing for me for like the next episode or two, just having so much to get done. And this week is like really super busy for me. Um, but hashtag push through. And that's
She's
what we're
so
gonna
close.
do.
Right. I can't wait
Tasia?
until she can announce what's been going on.
Yes, like in not this episode, not the next episode, but the episode after that.
So
You
episode
guys will know.
maybe 19. You guys should be looking out for because this is
Yes.
16. So
Yes, episode 19. I will have an announcement to make.
ooh,
So
yay, we love that. We stand announcements. So I'm gonna say actually I'm gonna let y'all know my low and the high are the exact same thing. Not even gonna play y'all. So my low is for my job. I started sales school. We have this, yeah, it's I don't know how to explain it, but we have um the role that I'm in, they have something called sales school, and you go for 6 months. But with COVID, usually you would travel, like you'd be traveling like 20-25% of the time or something like that. I can't remember the numbers. But with COVID, everything's been virtual. So that's been interesting in itself. And I just say it's my low because this week that you're listening to, the week of August 10th, um, it's just orientation week and it's geared for people who are new to the company. So a lot of the stuff that they're doing is very
Redundant.
informational, very first timers. And it's just like, I've been here for a year. um, no me importa. Like, can we get this thing going? And my manager already let us know. She was like, hey, look at the agenda. If you go to what you feel is important this first week, because they over here talking about laptop setups. Honey, I been got my laptop. I don't need, and honestly, we almost spent an hour of doing introductions this morning.
Oh no,
It's like
ma'am.
60 plus people who are in this sales school, and it was like four questions. It was like, where are you from? No, your name, what school did you degree, where are you from, where are you from, where are you located, and what's your role, and then a fun fact about yourself. So like 5 to 6 questions. Mind you, we
No.
basically kind of already answered those questions when we sent in. They had us in like a little blurb about ourselves, and it essentially asked us those exact same questions, and they didn't want us to use the same fun fact. So I had to come up with another fun fact, and I'm just like,
I
what's the
always
purpose
think
of
it's
y'all
interesting
asking
when you have to
us?
come up with a fun fact because you have to read the room and you have to match your fun fact to like where you are because it
Right.
can't be too fun. It has
Yeah.
to be has to be
Exactly.
like
Like I can't tell
surface
them about my
level.
wild Miami trip. Like they're gonna be like, she's a whore. Why is she here? Get this whore out of here. Whore, whore, whore,
Please,
whore.
please. Anyway, okay. So what's your
Okay,
high?
yes. So my high is that we started Global Sales School. It's exciting. I've been waiting for it for a while now, and this is like the last 6 months of my program actually. So this is, mm,
So
this is the big
does this
thing.
lead to like a certification or something? Like what does this do?
So kind of yes and no. So like you get this like completion thing, like, oh, you've completed sales school, and they also have this thing called Top Gun, and it's like a really big thing where you like really learn about the different offerings and the portfolios that the company offers, and you like take this big test, you blah 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 blah. And then when you complete it, you're on track of being a seller at the company. So yeah, your certification is, hey, here's a job, hopefully. Hey, you're a seller. Woohoo. Now go away. So
Okay.
it's exciting. So I'll keep you guys updated as much as possible because who
Yeah.
really knows with what's going on.
She'll do well. We know she'll do well.
Thanks. Thank you so much. Okay, so what's your
Next
high?
caller. Oh, I really forgot about myself. I get to do something really fun and exciting that I've been waiting to do for over a year at this point. I do that Friday, which y'all will find out in like episode 19. It's been a long road. Y'all, when I tell y'all, like when I finally tell y'all like what's been going on, the journey to get to Friday has been, listen. And I checked the weather on Sunday for like the whole week, and the whole week says thunderstorms, but it hasn't thunderstormed since Sunday. So I'm really, really
Oh,
hoping
pray it holds
that
out for
come
Friday.
Friday, everything works smoothly because it's been such a long ride. And um another high. Oh, I got like my nails done, guys. Okay, listen. I've gotten my nails done since quarantine, but I've gotten like nails back and I really just don't know how to act. Like hearing that
She got
clicking noise when I
claws.
type, it's just really sending the endorphins. Like
She's
it's
over here
really
like this.
it's it's doing something to me. Like I kid you not. But I have this set and I'm gonna do one more set and then I'm gonna go back to my regular
So
nails
wait, is
since we're
this the set that's
quarantine.
gonna be for Friday, right?
Yes.
Okay, good, okay.
Yes. And then I'm getting my
Ooh,
nails done Saturday. Not this Saturday, but next
did
Saturday.
you play too much? Oh,
Because
for
I felt,
the GG.
well, yeah, but I also just want to pamper myself because I thought that
Makes
that was going
sense.
to be my first day, like first day out, but
Mm-hmm.
it's actually Friday. But we're going to
Gotcha.
keep the appointment because this is booked.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So then I'm going to go back to my regular nails because as you guys know, this quarantine is the perfect time to be fiscally responsible. You have nowhere to
Mm-hmm.
go.
Mm-hmm.
And why go get a fresh set every 2 weeks when no one's gonna see it?
You're not going anywhere. You're
So I'm just
not.
gonna get my gel polish and keep it
Exactly.
moving.
I've
Yeah.
been getting mine. Well, I've been doing mine, and I've actually gotten better. This has lasted an entire week. This is the first.
Yeah, they actually look good.
Thanks, girl. This is the first
Yes.
time that it has lasted, and it was just like, I'm obviously a nail tech. Pay me your
Obviously, it's giving
nails.
very much
Like,
nail tech. It's giving
where's
very much.
shipping? Don't know
Don't
her.
DM me, but hit up my Schedulicity account if you want an
Please
appointment.
don't DM me. That's ghetto. You can hit the
Oh my
link in
god.
my bio, Acuity Scheduling Only.
What is with
Thanks.
people not having websites to book on? That
Yeah, I don't know.
irritates
That's
me. If I see
and then
that, I'm not booking you. I'm sorry.
then gonna have the nerve to be like, do not DM me.
But you have no website and you
I'm
have
supposed
no
to leave a comment?
scheduling. You have no scheduling apps.
Like
So
what
you want me
how?
to
Am I
text
supposed
you?
to
No.
send a Batman signal?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's too much work for me, the
That's an
consumer, so I'd much
automatic
rather not.
next caller.
Next caller, please. All right, so let's get into our pop culture slash current events. Do you have anything on the table you'd like to talk about? Shake some
Yes.
tables?
So I'm pretty sure this was Friday. Yeah, Friday at midnight, Cardi B and Megan the Stallion released a song and an accompanying video that has
Wah, wah,
shaken
wah.
tables across the world. And I personally stand. My problem is with the loud and wrong men that are just so depressed about this song. And then it's also the people who are like, oh my gosh, this is so vulgar. And I don't know if it's just because I'm from New Orleans and that song has absolutely nothing on bounce music.
It's really not
But
that vulgar,
on
man.
top of that, when men talk about stuff like this, y'all aren't concerned. So
Keep that same energy.
thank you. Thank you. So I have two issues. Men and then everyone that's up in arms about a freaking song. Like, come on. Are y'all asking Future anything? No.
They're not.
Or none of these
They're
new
not.
wave, the Youngs, the Lils, all them. Y'all asking them stuff? No.
They are not. They're simply
So
not.
where's the equality? It's not clicking.
And it's the same thing that they did with Nicki Minaj. Like, oh my gosh, all Nicki talks about it is her cootie cat, blah blah blah. Okay, and all these men talk about is
Literally all men talking about is
I
having
don't even
sex,
know. Yeah.
doing drugs, and getting money. That's all these men
Mm-hmm.
talk about. And I don't see y'all writing think pieces and dissertations on how this is inappropriate, how it
They're
is
bad role
vulgar,
models.
how you don't want your children to hear stuff like this. But when it's a woman saying it, it's a problem. And the fact that people are commenting on the fact that Cardi B is a mom now, so she shouldn't say things like this.
Like
But all your
what?
favorite rappers has multiple baby mamas and babies, and they can talk out the side of their neck. So I'm just really not understanding.
And I don't understand the whole thing. Oh my gosh, you're a mom now, so you don't need to be doing this. What does that mean? I'm not understanding. If I was doing this to become a mama, I'm gonna be doing this after I'm a mama. Okay. If I was talking
Period.
about this and that,
Oh, nothing
I'm
has
not
changed.
I'm
It's
not
like
understanding.
y'all want a girl to have a baby, and then the essence of who
Become
she is or those parts about her sexuality that make you uncomfortable, it's supposed to change. She's
like
the
no
same woman. She just
say
has a kid.
yeah,
It's just
literally no
that's it.
changes. Like why are you so
Have you
angry?
seen Cardi B change in any aspect?
She has not.
No.
She's not, and she
So
refuses to. She does not care.
honestly, hang it up, flat screen. Next caller. Y'all are
Plasma,
mad
please.
for nothing.
For
So
nothing.
that's
And
my
it just kills me because it's like, one, I would never think men would be, this may be stereotypical, but it's really weird that straight men are mad about a song talking about a woman's sexuality. You need to stay out of women's business. You need to stay out of
please.
women's business. This is
But
not
it seems to
about
be
you.
their favorite place to be, if we're
They
being honest.
love to be in women's business. And I
They
just be
love
like,
to
are
add
you a girl or a
their
boy?
input on things that have nothing to do with them. Literally nothing.
Like, you a girl or a boy because you acting like a girl right now. And I don't like that.
You have
I,
no place in the conversation, so sit on the sidelines and observe
please,
and be
please go
quiet.
die in a war or something. Build a house. I don't know. Whatever you men are supposed to do. I don't
Well,
know. But go do it.
go build something. No, for real. Really, go build something. Go change an engine, change a tire. I don't know.
They can't
But
do
stay
that
out of
because they
our
can't
business.
read.
Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. I've been on a lot of dudes that can't read well.
Morgan
Wow. That's
Morgan
crazy.
makes people do reading tests. They don't
I
even
knew
know it. She don't
I
even
knew
know it. They don't even know that they're doing reading tests, but she
I knew she was
makes
gonna
them do
bring this up.
she
Okay, here's
trash.
the thing. Here's the thing. Before I enter a relationship with someone, I have to know how well they read because that is important. And I I'm a very intellectual
Oh
person,
gosh.
stuff like that. I'm mostly intellectually stimulated. And on top of that, like, if you can't talk or read and you're dating me, I'm sorry, it's just not happening. Not only can
This
I
is true.
speak, I can code switch too. I have that on my resume. I can code switch. And I'm trained in public speaking and debate. And you think I'm going to date you and you can't read? I'm sorry.
Oh my
It just doesn't,
gosh.
we're not equally yoked. No.
Trust me, she's serious about this. She stopped talking to a guy because he had a little speech impediment. But we ain't gonna go
No,
there.
don't do that. Listen. It was a lot of things. He also did music and it was trash, and I can't support that. It was a lot
Morgan.
of different factors.
The only
What?
reason why it was trash because of his condition.
No, the bars were whack. If you literally if you literally listen to the lyrics, it was horrible. Even if he didn't have a speech impediment, I could have wrote that.
Going
Actually,
to
I
jail.
write better than that.
She's going to jail. Hope you know.
I'm not. I really wish I
Write
could play it
write
right
letters
now
to
because
Morgan.
there's a chance he might hear this one day, so I'm gonna just chill out. But if I
Yes.
played his music for y'all, y'all would be one, confused, and two, unimpressed. Cause it was
Listen, it wasn't that bad.
rhyming care in there just really doesn't do it for me.
Listen, I can't rap, so I'm easily impressed. Not
See,
even gonna
no.
lie. Not even gonna. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm easily impressed because, baby, I can't rhyme to save my life. Someone said, "Spit a rhyme right now, or you're gonna die." I'm literally gonna look at them and be like, "Shoot me."
Oh my god, do you remember freshman year, y'all? I used to do like random freestyles and they would give me like a person to talk about, usually, or maybe a thing, and I would just rap about it.
That
Oh my
lets you
god.
know she's trash. If we gave her people to talk about, she's trash.
They're trash for giving me the person. Let's be
You could
honest.
have been like, "No, guys, I don't want to do that.
I
The only
love a
person I'm gonna
Joe's.
rap about is God."
No. Honestly, oddly enough, as saved as I am, I've written a lot of music, but I've never written a gospel song before. Like ever.
That's interesting.
Interesting. It's super interesting. It's the truth
Wow.
though. I
I
don't know.
would have
When I
thought you at
write
least had one up
songs,
there.
huh?
I thought you would have at least had like one up there, just
No, when
ready.
I write songs, it's very specific.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm thinking about either a certain person or a certain experience, a
Mm.
conversation. It's never just been like, oh, I'm just gonna write just cause. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But honestly, y'all probably never gonna hear any of the music I've ever written. So we could
She was
just
in the host. She was in the studio. What was that? 2 years ago. Like nothing
yeah, I
from
have a
the
few songs
sessions.
recorded. None of them are done. None of them are like mixed or anything. So I'm definitely not putting that up.
Okay, Frank
Um,
Ocean.
I have, and it's wow. Like I've written some of my favorite songs I've ever written since then, but the
She
producer
doesn't want to give the
moved.
girls what they want.
The producer moved, y'all. He moved back to where is he from? Not Minnesota, Missouri.
Oh, damn.
So at this point, and it's not as if I'm
Yikes.
trying to be a singer, so I'm not about to like scope out a producer and like do that whole thing. Like it's really not. It's
Be
not
your own
even.
producer. Good. Mix and master your own
Let me
stuff.
whip
Be
up.
like
Let me
Chloe
get
and
my
Halle.
garage band up. I got you.
Period. Periana. Okay, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Okay.
All right, so this
Next,
episode, this episode is
you
actually
didn't
just
talk
gonna be
about
a.
your pop culture.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. My pop culture slash current event is on the current event side. Kamala Harris is vice president. Well, not is vice president, but she was. That's who Biden chose as his VP mate. So shaking the tables, really shaking those. A lot of people assumed that was going to happen, but when I was still kind of like on the fence, like, I don't know what he gonna do because Joey
How do you feel
Corn
about
Pop.
that?
I mean, I really don't. Okay, I don't feel as passionate as others do. Like people are like, oh my gosh, Kamala Harris, why her? I think people don't understand politics. I do. What I don't like, and it's not necessarily just this situation, what I don't like about politics in general this whole election year is okay, everybody knows we had like 500 million people running for the Democratic race.
We
So we
did. That was
had
a lot.
those debates where they got pretty intense. There was a lot of people. So I feel like if you know that you have the possibility of becoming someone's potential, anyone on that floor's running mate, there's a couple of things that you maybe shouldn't say or do towards some of those people. For example, she straight up called Joe Biden a racist. And it's just like,
I thought about that. I was getting my nails done and I was like watching the news on the screen, and they had posted like a clip of one of the debates, and I was like,
So, and it's not just her, because everybody was on there saying a lot of
yeah,
things about each other. So I feel like, yes, you want to attack, well, not necessarily attack, but you want to get your point across and you want to make yourself seem as a better candidate. But you know the situation, how things can turn out, how you could possibly become that person's running mate. There should probably be a few things that you keep to yourself.
yeah.
Just a few that you
I
don't
feel
go out
like
there and say.
maybe they're just like were no talks, no negotiations or anything. I would hope, because anyone with sense, I feel like, wouldn't get out
Right.
there and do that if they knew that there was a chance
Yeah.
that they would end up with this person on the
Yeah.
ticket. Anybody but Trump. Hashtag anybody but Trump.
Anybody but
So
Trump, please.
listen,
Please.
it's
This
whatever the
joke.
ticket is, as long as it's
Go
not
in.
Trump on it, that's what we go with.
Exactly. So, guys, this is a PSA.
Don't
Make
be
sure you're
dumb.
registered to vote. Make sure you check that your state that you are eligible. And if you don't feel comfortable going to the polls, make sure you get in your absentee vote as soon as possible, because even though election day is November, what is it, November 3rd? Is that election day?
Don't ask me. I'll
November
Google
3rd?
it one
I
second.
think so. Even though that is election day, mail-in votes, depending on your state, have to be in at a certain time. So just ensure that you know those dates and those deadlines so your vote can be counted. Okay? Okay.
Election day is
Perfect.
Tuesday, November 3rd. Also,
Okay.
check your mail, because I actually got a letter like last week saying that my polling location changed.
Mm.
It's still in my neighborhood, which is weird. It's just another
Mm.
part of my neighborhood. But
Mm.
yeah, look out for that. Just so you know in advance if you have a new polling location, because we don't need any mishaps and we don't need
Yeah.
any excuses talking about you stood in line at this location and they told you it was the wrong location. Check your mail. Thank you.
And they're trying to do that on purpose to make sure you stay on top of it. And also on the lines of these kind of housekeeping, make sure you fill out the census. I'm saying this right now, and I haven't done it, but I'm going to. I I haven't pulled up right now. After we're done recording, I'm going to do it. Okay, I can't tell y'all to do it, and I'm not gonna do it. But make sure that you don't have to be a citizen. It's fine. They're not gonna come knocking at your door. You
Just
just want
say
to make
what you
sure
have
that
to
you're
say.
counted so you get the proper funds allocated to your communities, and our taxpayer dollars are being used appropriately. So fill out the census, please,
You know
and
they love
thank you.
spending our money in the wrong places.
Exactly. So do that. It only comes around every 10 years. So you don't need to wait any longer. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. So, if you haven't realized by the title, I don't even know what the title is yet, but it's probably something about we just chilling, we cool and relaxing. Yeah, we just talking regular things, nothing crazy, because Jametra's not here, so there's no need to go into a deep topic where all of us, aren't here. So I just pulled out a couple of questions. It kind of gears toward kind of gears towards words. Let's use them. Gears towards pop culture.
Wait, I'm not even gonna do it. Let's use our words that we practice.
Dog.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, we already talked about the WAP music video, so no need to delve into that. So, and the next question I have is, how do you feel about breaking off all communication with someone you're no longer in a relationship with? This can be you guys ended on sour terms, you guys ended amicably. How do you feel just straight up cutting all communication off? Point blank, period.
I've done it, so obviously I'm an advocate. Um, when I was okay, there's obviously different dynamics, because when I was in like high school and I dated people that I went to school with, it's different, harder
Mm-hmm.
to avoid them, stuff like that. But when I got to college, I only had two college boyfriends. My first college boyfriend, the day after I broke up with him, cut. And the only reason the only reason I let him contact me post breakup text was for him to come get his stuff.
Come get your
Once he,
suit.
once he came to collect his bin, that was a wrap. We have literally nothing to discuss. You're blocked and deleted. Um, my second college boyfriend, we broke up on my birthday. We spoke briefly like the day after my birthday, but after that, we didn't really speak. And then when I found out something that he did, like while we were in the relationship,
Ooh,
it was
child.
really crickets. Like I didn't even bother to it's like text call him worthy to confront him about
Hell
what
yeah,
he did.
it's busting windows out his
But
car worthy.
oh yes, for sure. But I didn't even do that.
She did it.
Like it was I didn't block him because I was just like, we not gonna talk. Like I know that I'm not gonna speak to him. So I don't feel the need to block him. And whenever we do end up having a conversation to talk about everything that's happened, it'll just happen. And it happened, but like 7 to 8 months later, which I was not expecting that. I didn't expect for us to speak for like a year. But he popped up out of nowhere like 7 to 8 months later and we had a discussion. But during that whole period of time, there was nothing. There was no Twitter likes, no Instagram likes, no, hey, just checking in to see how you're doing. Nothing. Nothing.
What?
And in high
Nada.
school, when I wasn't if I didn't go to school with whoever I was dating, then block, delete,
Right,
unfollow.
like, who cares about those guys?
How do you feel about it?
I'm definitely a big proponent of blocking, and I've done it plenty of
Y'all don't want
times.
her to fool you because when I block people, she be on my
No, there's
butt.
difference. Someone can say, "Hi, Morgan, you're so beautiful." She's like, "Oh my gosh, this man is so annoying." Blocked.
She's lying.
That's
She's
different.
lying.
I'm talking about people that you're in relationships with. I have definitely blocked on all of social platforms and kept blocked for years. Did I bat an eye? No. Did I lose sleep?
This poses an
No.
interesting question because I feel like I feel for the most part, all of us have an ex that we've had blurred lines with after we've broken up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
He was
which
still blocked while those lines
is
were
the
blurred.
difference between the breakups where it's just you're blocked and deleted and the breakups where how do you in your experience, how have you gotten to the point with an ex that the relationship is over, but y'all find yourself in this like this limbo, this in between?
That's a good
Because
question.
I
I don't
think
really
for
know.
me, I don't know. Like when I try to think about it, I've only been in
Hmm.
limbo with two people. One, the first time I was ever in limbo with an ex, he was a guy that I had known for like years. We met each other in middle school and he always liked me. And then I finally gave him a chance in high school, but we lasted like 4 months. So after that, um, he was one of those people like I cut communication, but right after we broke up, I had a trip to Europe. I went to Europe for a month and he reached out to me like halfway through my trip to like see how I was doing and to I guess talk about the breakup. And from there, we had a pretty on and off
Hmm.
talking relationship. But it's like when I think about it, I don't know like how.
That actually, what you just said, your experience kind of gives my answer. I think it comes when people want closure. Either it's you or the other person when they want to have that conversation, they want to pop in your life. "Oh, I just want to see how you're doing, or I
No,
think we should
not
have."
that. I mean like when you're okay, I'm not talking about like that conversation
No, I'm
when
saying I think that's how it opens up the door for you to become in these limbo situations. If if they didn't pose that conversation, or if they didn't pop up and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" 9 times out of 10, you probably wouldn't have been in that situation. Like, or if you
honestly,
didn't
I
feel the
don't know.
need
It's
to be
just
like,
so
"I kind of
weird.
want to talk to this person," I feel like that's the catalyst to limboations.
But even from there, we weren't on anything. Like, I came
Mm-hmm.
back to the States, we still weren't. It was just we were very in and out. Like, even currently, the last time we were on was maybe February or
Okay.
January.
I've also had people in my life like that where you guys are on for a couple months, blah, blah, and then y'all just fall off. And then it's like, who cares? It's like you don't really bat an eye, but it's like, yeah, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think realistically, like, we both know. I think we both know there's a chance that we probably will never actually end up back together. It's
Mm-hmm.
just, it's a unannounced juice.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
But
Yep.
then there's also, as you know, that on and off with an ex, or that limbo with an ex where it could go somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
for whatever
Mm-hmm.
reason, I don't know. Don't because you've been there too, sis.
That's why I'm saying, mm-hmm.
Because y'all, Tejah been so shady. Anyway, I don't know, like, how
That's a good
do we
question.
find ourselves in these situations? I don't know. I feel like if you guys broke up, it depends on, well, can't say that either. I don't know. I think
I think it
if
has something to do
you
with,
guys still want something,
yeah. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to completely X off that possibility of something happening. So you kind of leave the door open. And then this is when this limbo situation can happen. Or it's someone that you guys broke up, but that doesn't mean that you don't
like,
want
you
anything to
broke up
do with
because you
them.
had to, not because you
Yeah.
wanted to. I think in those
And yeah.
situations, it's kind of that really opens the door for things to kind of progress later down the line when you're breaking up, because it's just come to that point, but it's not something that you wanted to do, as
Mm-hmm.
compared to, because I've been in relationships where I could not wait to break up with them, like,
Yes.
hard up. And those are the same relationships where they're blocked and deleted. Their memory file in my brain can only come up if I ask for it to come up. Other than that, I do not think about them. So I think that is the difference. I think I just, like, answered my own question. I think that's the
Mm-hmm.
difference. Like, when you wanted to break up, or when it was just something you had to do.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That I agree with. Our
Interesting. Wow.
minds love it. Love it. We're on point with this thing. Okay. So my next question is, do you feel, also these have no rhyme or reason, so I just was pulling these out my butt.
Y'all are gonna get snack bite, little snack
Like,
bite views on
like
random things. But that's why
exactly.
you love the
So
vibe.
do you feel like if you make more money than your man, you have the right to be more dominant?
This is interesting. Because I think this is interesting because when I was growing up, and, like, when Tejah met me, everyone knew I wanted to be the next Oprah, the next Mopra. That's what people would call me. And obviously, in that type of job, I would be making an astronomical amount of money. And I always wanted to be married before I ever make it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've always wanted that for myself. So in my mind, I kind of already had the picture, like, I'll probably be the breadwinner, because you just don't meet guys who really want to do something that makes that type of money. I just feel like as long as whoever I'm with can carry their weight and make something at least a little comparable, like
Mm-hmm.
six figures, can we push for, if I'm, listen, if you can take care of the bills and stuff, then that's cool. But even though I don't know necessarily if I'm ever going to get there, like the whole TV host thing, I have other things that I want to do, but that still calls for me to make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you have to ask yourself that question. What if you fall in love with someone and he's like the perfect guy, but what he wants to do, his passion in life just is not a very lucrative career? Like,
Supposed to
what
be an
if you
art
meet
teacher.
someone, right? Like, what if you meet someone and his dream is to be a teacher? It's
Poor.
kind of just,
Like,
uh, that's the
like, huh?
that's the thing you have to get past. And it's like if I'm your wife and I'm carrying the bulk of the financial responsibility, I'm sorry, I'm probably going to resent you at some point because I'm going to feel like I'm walking around beating my chest. Like, I don't want to do that.
Right.
I I don't want to have to pay everything and
No,
you
that
just
sounds
chip
ghetto.
in where you can. No.
No, that does not sound like fun at
If I
all.
make more than you, but it's not like if I make like 10,000 a year more than you, like okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's
Like
not fun.
whatever. But when we start getting to the 5 digit, um, this like the 5 digit
I think it
range.
becomes substantial if I make it like I was gonna say like 30,000 more than you. I think because there's a difference between 50,000 and 80,000.
But I'm saying once you get to the five
Oh, the
digits,
city.
then it
Yeah.
starts
Okay.
making a difference. That's
So
all I
like,
mean. Like
and also,
once the difference of what we make starts getting up there over 10,000 a year, then that kind of starts.
yeah. So I say I think my cap is like if I make more than 30,000 than you.
But even on the flip side, my opinion isn't one sided because I personally wouldn't want to be with the man who's making $1 million a year and I'm making 40. I wouldn't
That's weird.
40,000 a year. I wouldn't want that either.
I know
So
because
even
I
though
feel
I
like
do
you would
want
have
him
all
to be a
control.
provider, I do want there to be some type of balance on
Hmm.
both sides.
Exactly.
So this is not a double standard, guys.
Yeah, because people can be like, oh my gosh, I'm only saying that. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. If I make a significant amount more than you, hell yeah, I'm gonna feel like I'm running the show. I wear the pants. I'm Big Daddy. I got the
You
big
cook and clean
kahunas.
and have my dinner ready when I get
Literally.
home.
And I don't want to feel like that. I'm already an extremely independent person. So I know that I do not want that for myself. I do not want to be the person that is handling that kind of stuff. I don't want to. I want someone to take care of me in a sense and do it well. Okay. I want to not be able to
And
have to
it not
worry
be
about certain
stressful.
things because I'm
Yeah.
always worrying about everything. So I'd much rather not have to worry about it. So if I
Yeah.
make more money than you, yes, I am asserting my dominance over you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you feel
But
emasculated.
on the flip side, do you think it's right for a man to assert dominance just because okay, well,
I feel
see,
like I feel like
there's just so
if
many angles.
and also honestly, I feel like if I were in that position and things are flipped, I would understand why someone would assert their dominance. I feel like if a woman told me they made 100,000 and the person that they went made 50,000 and a man told me the exact same thing, I'd be like, woman wears the pants, man wears the pants. And if if the man and the woman wearing the pants relationship was complaining, I'd be like, shut up, she pay your bills, she run you, be quiet.
Okay, but here's the other angle. So me and who is Taser? me and
Who?
me and Tasia are both Christians,
Yes,
and the Bible says
the
that
Bible
the man is
says
to lead, and that is where things get sticky because
y'all niggas don't be
okay,
leading.
here's the thing. A man is not supposed to lead because of what he can provide. He's supposed to provide. Don't get twisted. You're supposed to provide. You're supposed to be able to take care of your family.
That's what you're supposed to do.
But your dominance is just what y'all were called to be dominant in the relationship, not because of what you make, but because of the role you're supposed to play as the protector, the provider, head honcho in charge, seeking God in that whole process. So just see, that's why there's so many complexities to this question, because if you take it from a biblical standpoint, even if you're making so much more money, you're still supposed to stand down when it comes
Exactly.
to domineering the household,
And I
which
feel
makes
like
it
that's
complicated.
hard. And yes,
Oh,
because
it
I feel like
definitely is.
it's
If I was making
because
that much more, nah.
finances play a huge role in your life, in your relationships. So if I am constantly paying for vacations, I'm constantly paying the bills,
If
I'm
I have to
doing
pay
this and
for it, we're
that,
not going. I'm sorry. I'm taking
it's
my friends
like
because
it
there's
it
just
gets
no way.
frustrating. It's like because that's not the life I want to live for myself. And a man might be like, well, it's frustrating for the man to have to pay for everything. That is your job. That is the least you can do.
Literally,
Oh
you're
my gosh.
called
This
to
is,
be a provider.
do you want to do that? Do you want to go die in a war? Because those are your only two options with me. Leave me alone. Pay for everything like you're supposed to, or go die in a war. If you can't.
Okay, but even honestly, there's a guy for. I mean, there are some girls who don't even care about stuff
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
true. That's very
Go be
true.
with them.
Yes,
But over
please.
here, we want to be protected and provided for. I honestly feel like I don't want to be in a marriage where you at my neck because you see some packages. I don't need that.
Exactly.
I don't need that
I don't need you
energy.
policing my money.
Because when I was single, the packages were at the door and there was nobody nagging me. So if you can't afford for me to go shopping,
Mm-mm. And I also think I would have a problem with this because I already have a problem with not respecting men. And it's if
y'all.
I already have a
Tejah
problem
hates
with,
men. I kid you not. She
I do
really
not
do
hate
not like
men.
men.
It's not true. I don't, I have a hard time respecting men that do not give me a reason to respect them.
She has a hard time respecting men, period. And I don't blame her, honestly.
Honestly,
Y'all are
honestly,
lately, y'all don't even cut grass anymore.
dude, I don't got
I
grass
don't see
cutting
none of y'all
shoes.
cutting anybody's grass. Y'all don't want to get y'all Jordans dirty. Like, no.
They didn't
Go cut
learn
the
nothing
grass.
during quarantine. So I feel like
So,
me having this thought process of I know if I make a lot more money than you and I'm taking on the burden of basically being the head of household, I know me. I know for sure I will never respect you. As long as we're in a
will
relationship,
not.
I will never. And that may sound
Will
bad,
not.
but I will never respect you as a man. I simply you could just at this point you're just a woman. That's it.
Honestly, you know what this just reminded me of? I've
What?
been kind of low key in this situation.
Yeah, you did not
My
respect that
first
man.
college boyfriend, like, it just now dawned on
I
me.
didn't even
I
respect him
would,
for you.
my friends know, but he caught me at a good time when we met. I was working on being nice
Yeah, he
and
caught
being
her good
compassionate,
time.
and he caught me at
He
the
caught her good, y'all.
perfect
Ooh, he
time.
caught her good.
And another thing that worked in his favor was the fact that when we met, it was really like the cusp of summertime. So I went back home to New Orleans. So when I came home, I mean, when I came back to Baton Rouge for college, like we were already in a relationship. So when I
He
got to
got
my
her.
new reality, had my apartment, had my car, but he was
He
he
didn't have any of those.
didn't have a car. He didn't really have much of anything. And then we got to the point in the relationship where I was bringing him to work
Whew,
and picking him up from work. Mind
whew.
you, I had my own classes. I was in college. He was not. He never really put gas in my car. He didn't take me places.
Oh,
And then he would cry to me in my face and be like, oh my gosh, like it just really upsets me how I can't do the things I want to do for you. And I don't really get to take you anywhere. And I just really want to make you happy. And I would just look at him like,
leave
listen,
me alone.
here's the problem. This is why I didn't have any sympathy. This man would get paid weekly. He would get paid every
What was he
Wednesday
doing
and
with
he
his
would be
money?
broke by Saturday. And his checks were never less than $1,000. And he
What was
had
he
no
doing with all
bills.
his money?
Thank you. He had no bills. The only bill he had was his mom's cable bill. You had no
Cable
car.
doesn't count $1,000.
So for me, it was confusing. Like, do you have a child that you're paying child support for that I don't know about?
Did you
Because
ever
it's
find
not
out what
really
he was
making
spending his money on?
no, it's not really making
Maybe it was
sense.
the
He
porn.
would say he spent his money on food and games. And I was like, there's not enough food in the world. And you eat my
Uh,
groceries?
so how you
Like
spend money on
I kid
food if
you not.
you
This
eat my
man on
groceries?
Saturday, he would have no money. And I'm just like,
That's weird.
how is this even possible? But you don't put gas in my tank. Just because I have a diesel engine don't mean you shouldn't be giving me gas because I'm coming
It's
across
not.
town to bring you and pick you up from work.
Yeah, no, that's
And
wild.
now that
And
I
you stole
think
her
about
car.
it, he didn't officially still okay, listen.
He
Anyway.
stole it.
Anyway, that was my first and last relationship where I pretty much had to do everything, and he ended up cheating on me. Shocker.
Yeah.
And when I asked him
How do you
why,
cheat on someone
guys,
that's providing for you?
he said because he felt like I didn't respect him,
I
which
don't.
I didn't. But my problem was the fact that not once in our entire relationship did you ever say you feel like I don't respect you, but you cheated on me over it. So, like, you didn't even give me the chance to try to muster up a little respect.
And I probably
Nothing.
wouldn't have, honestly.
I mean, I wouldn't have, but
But
dang.
still, you could have at least given
Like,
me the benefit of the
you could have given me
doubt.
the chance.
Honestly, if
I could
someone had that
understand
talk with
if
me, I'd be like, you're right. I don't.
it's just so wild. That relationship was
Bye.
like toxic. I don't even know. I feel like I was in a trance that whole like 9.5 months. I don't know what was wrong with me
Yeah, that was
because
a
me
strange
before that
time.
relationship and after that relationship would never like
Yeah.
literally
I
would
don't know what was
never. I
going
don't
on with you,
know.
man.
I don't know because
I don't
that was
know.
not me.
I don't know what kind of compassion seeking route you were going on, but
I'm
I
a
don't ever
very
want to
no
be on that
BS
route.
type of person, and I'm an Aries and a very strong. My Aries vibes are very strong. Um, So, and
Fam.
we're a real don't take your foolishness sign. I don't know how that happened, guys. He just really caught me at a good time. That's all I can really
Yeah.
say.
I don't ever want
Cause
to be walking with the Lord the way you was walking with the Lord those couple of months.
so now I
Oh,
can really answer that because of my experience. I did not respect that man. So I didn't even have a job and I was making more money than him.
ghetto. See? No, thank you. No, thank you. That does not sound like fun. Sounds like too much stress if you ask me. Okay. My next question is, do you think
Nick.
people in the public eye should address their falling outs in public as well? So, like, say, okay, good example, Beyonce. Should she address? I don't even know how we find out if Beyonce fell out with somebody, but say she fell out with somebody. Do you think that
They
she
say
is
she fell out with Kim
obligated?
Kardashian.
Okay, that's warranted. We don't even need it. We don't need it. She don't need to tell us. We get
Like
it,
if she
sis.
fell out with Kelly Rowland, are
Yeah,
we
we
owed an
like. Do you think you're owed an explanation?
explanation? The beehive in me wants to say yes, but
Okay, let's
realistically,
take
I just
Beyonce out of it. Everybody, just anybody in the public eye. I just use her as an
no.
example.
And here's why. As a fan, obviously I would want to know. This is of
Mm-hmm.
anybody that I like. I would want to know. I want to know a lot of things about you. Like, what's tea?
Mm-hmm.
But as a human being, you don't owe me anything. You literally owe me nothing. You owe me your talent
Dust.
that you promised to give me, and that's about it. If you never tweeted, never did an interview, if you if you was on some Summer Walker, how could I be upset? Honestly, because all you all you wanted to put out was your talent.
Mm-hmm.
So your personal business, though I want to know it, I can't get mad if I don't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I
So
agree.
that's how.
I definitely agree. And I think people forget that celebrities are people that have a following, because this can go for anybody. This can go for a lot of people to be like, oh my gosh, influencers, they're not famous or whatever, but they have a good enough following to where people can recognize them depending on who they got. People recognize them in public spaces. So I'm including them as well. Um So it's like people forget that they're real people, and they forget that especially because we're in the age of the internet, it's so much easier to comment and be like, "Girl, what's up?" Then if we didn't have the internet, you wouldn't just be going up to strangers, because these people are strangers. I'm sorry. You may love their music, you may
Yeah,
watch their
you
YouTube
know, you
videos,
don't
you
know
may
them.
listen to them, blah blah blah, but you do not know these people and they don't know you. You would not go up to a stranger and be like, "Girl, so what's up with you and your boyfriend? I saw y'all was eating IHOP yesterday, but now you're not eating it today. What happened?" You would not. You simply would not. So I think just the age of the internet has made people a lot more comfortable with it just being up at people's business. And like Morgan said, yes, I do have a little nosy bone in my body. And I'd be like, what?
Yeah, we feel
I,
entitled to information that has nothing
mm-hmm.
to do with us.
Exactly. And a lot of people, their argument for like, oh my gosh, you put your life out there. What do you expect? I feel like just because someone is in the limelight, that does not mean that they should be ridiculed. People should be asking them these invasive questions. Their boundaries should be just ran through. Like, I think that argument of, oh my gosh, you put your life out there, so what you expect is really stupid. Because
Yeah,
technically everyone puts their life out there. So does that mean someone could just come up to you and asking you invasive questions? No. So give people
exactly.
respect that they deserve. Mind your business. But yeah, I just kind of, because like there's a lot of times where you see like celebrities or people that have a following, and you're like, you notice like months later, like, oh dang, they don't be talking to what you'll call it no more. Are they? They're not cool no more. And you be like, dang, I wonder what happened. They be like, dang,
I wonder,
they ain't
start
said
going through
nothing.
tweets, start going through Instagram to see when
Trying to
the other
figure
person
out.
stopped popping
Mm-hmm.
up.
Exactly. It's like, dang, that's wild. It's been months and I ain't even noticed, or it's been months and they ain't never said anything. And it's like you genuinely are fine. You didn't have to know. It's when you notice you're like, damn, what happened? But that whole time it was all good. Like it's all good, guys. Like leave the people alone. They're people. You don't need to know all their business.
Honestly, it's also, if you really think about it, we're in a new age because before this generation, you didn't get to know your favorite artists like that.
Mm-hmm.
Our parents didn't grow up knowing all these things about the people that they loved and followed. You saw their
Mm-hmm.
performances on TV, and their interviews were usually about their music. You didn't really know artists and celebrities on a real personal level and like their inner thoughts and things like that. It wasn't like that up until maybe
Maybe
20
late
years
90s,
ago,
early 20s. Yeah.
25 years ago. So this wasn't even a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
knowing your favorite celebs like that was not a thing. You better go get their latest copy of whatever magazine they on, and that was about it.
Yes. That's all you're getting,
Their
bro.
their
That's
Soul
all you're
Train
getting.
performance.
Exactly. And it's like I understand the push for celebrities wanting to, you know, be out there and become more personable, because that's how you get a wider audience. But I know for them it's like a double-edged sword, because it's like I could have just
People start
kept quiet.
expecting,
I could have
yeah.
just stayed in the
Do I want
background.
to be in the shadows and be this mysterious?
Do I want to be like
Nobody know
her,
me. You
or do I
know
want
me,
to be
but
like
you don't
Cardi
know
B?
me.
Like
Yeah, because child. Yeah.
it sounds stressful if you ask
So
me.
it's really not our business. I can't get upset.
And people really be in awe and like arms up. They be mad when like celebrities, like people to this day are still mad that Beyonce has never addressed the elevator situation. And I'm just like, guys, let it.
She's never going to.
She's never.
Honestly, whenever
She's
a
never.
Beyonce biopic comes out, listen,
She might as well keep it, because we're still not gonna
we're
know
not
anything.
gonna get. Okay, here's the thing. I don't think Beyonce will ever put out a biopic of herself because she's a
Me
very
either.
private person.
Yeah.
So this already means that whoever's putting out this movie, it's secondhand information.
It's probably gonna be
On
her
top of
dad. Because he's
on
shady.
top on top of that, they're not gonna know much
No.
because again, Beyonce
Because
is
Tina's show
private.
ain't doing it. Blue already be having to
Right.
get her in check. Like, you're not even supposed to be taking pictures in here, grandma. You doing too much.
Or they would start making up scenarios that they think
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce was a part of.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's like,
So That's one part about being in the Beehive hard up. It's like I'm never gonna get a real good biopic.
Man, no, sis is not with it. She's never. She's like,
Honestly, in the back of my head, I'm waiting for the Kardashians to come out with the documentary in like 30 years talking about how Khloe is not a Kardashian. Like, I'm waiting.
and at this point, and I'm gonna be like, we knew
They're
this.
not going to do it now. They have too much traction. But
It's like
once
we
things
knew
die
this.
down,
Y'all did that whole
I want a
episode for
documentary. I
nothing.
want to sit down. How they did about Bruce. I need a sit down documentary style about why you lied for all these years. Like, we
Like,
don't have common sense. Like, we can't
and
see.
then gonna have the nerve to have a couple episodes on the show centered around it. Like,
Yeah,
leave us
all for
alone.
them. When it was, see, they think they're slick because in the episode where Chris was trying to prove to Khloe that she was a Kardashian, Khloe was like so against it, like, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it. So it never happened. But when Khloe was questioning if Chris was her mother, they took the test. Obviously, we know that's your mom, sweetie. It's your dad who's in question.
Right,
Like, we
like,
thought you
and
were
she
slick.
knew what she was doing. She know that's her mama. Like, girl, shut up. You knew that,
She's
but you're
like, no,
trying
I
to.
know I'm a Kardashian. Robert Kardashian is my father. Blah, blah, blah. And she didn't end up taking the test that episode. I was like, real convenient. Real convenient.
Because I know they say not every sibling is gonna look the same, but
But no, I'm sorry,
the
no.
odds that Kim, Courtney,
Everything
Rob,
about them is different. Khloe is tall. Khloe has pale skin. Khloe has curly hair.
even Kendall and Kylie have
Don't look
resembled.
like Khloe. I'm sorry,
Exactly.
but
And they
no.
got a different daddy. Like, so that makes you know, that lets you know that her Chloe's dad is not 9 times out of 10 a black man. Because Kendall
See,
and
I'll
Kylie,
say that, but then I realize like she has very pale skin.
she does. But also
So that's the only thing to me
there's a lot of pale
that makes me.
skinned biracial women out there. So then that's why like the girl that was on Pretty Little Liars that
She doesn't
played
give me black though. She doesn't give
Spencer.
me mixed black. She gives me
She's
white on white, just with curly hair. Maybe
but there's a
Italian.
lot of biracial ones that do not give you black. That do not give you black. And when I find out that they're black, I'm very shook. Like when I found out, like I said, the girl from Pretty Little Liars that played Spencer, I can't remember which parent is black. And I was like, excuse me? Hmm?
I
Um,
forgot about that. She did give me very much
she definitely gives you
Anglo-Saxon.
white girl. And what's the other one? What's the name? Um Quincy Jones, I think daughter or granddaughter or something like that. She's on the show Black AF on Netflix. She was also on The Office. Did not know that she was a white woman. I'm gonna see if I can't think of her name right now.
I knew she was black.
I had no idea because on The Office, she looks like a white woman. She looks like a white woman. In the Black AF Netflix, I can see it. Office, absolutely not. Thought it was a white woman. I was like, wow, that is really interesting. Rashida Jones. And I didn't know her name, so I just thought it was a white woman. If I saw her name in
Rashida
the
was a dead giveaway.
that's a giveaway. I'd be like, where'd you get that name from? That would have
Woo!
been, but I never knew her name. I just saw a white woman. So really, also that kind of just this kind of brings up another topic. So I've seen a couple times on my timeline the whole talk about um, mixed race people, and you know how we as a society, because of our past as Black people, when someone is mixed with Black, we automatically are like, they are
Call
Black.
them black,
Hmm.
which irritates me.
Yes. So I never really thought about this until recently, until I started seeing these tweets. And I was like, you know what? You're right. That is very slave mentality, because the only reason why we say this is because of the one drop rule, because this is what they told us. The white man said, if he has a drop of nigga, he is a nigga. Period. And we went with it. We're like, you're right, massa. He's a nigga. And it's like, No,
Don't
that
get
is
me
a
started on master bedroom and master closet.
that is that is a white man and a black. That's there is it's a mixed man. He's white and he's black.
Barack Obama is our first mixed president, guys. I don't want to shake any. Well, I don't care if I shake tables. That's what I do. But he's the
He's a
first mixed
mixed
president.
man.
So do with that information what you will. But he is not
I feel
black. He's
like,
black and white.
and I've been having to unlearn this myself because I'm not gonna say like I've never done it because I'd be like, she black. I've done it multiple times. Like when people be like when they talk about different people, they're just like, oh, blah blah blah, is she black? And it's like, oh yeah, she's black. Because like, oh yeah, her mom's black. It's like, oh yeah, she black. But it's like, she's not. She's a mixed woman. Her dad is white. Her dad is white. Her mom is black. She's a black and
You
white
know
woman.
what I do notice though? There's different types of mixed people. There's the
Depends on
mixed
which
people
side
that
you were raised by.
there's the mix of there's those mixed people that resonate more with their black side, and
Mm-hmm.
they always go with black. I'm a black woman. I'm a black
Mm-hmm.
man. But when I see a mixed person that resonates more with their Caucasian side, they say they're mixed.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's honestly, who I don't know anyone mixed that differs from that comment. It's either you resonate with your black side, so you call yourself black, or you resonate with the other side of you and you call yourself mixed. And then there's
Why don't
those
you just call
ones
yourself white? You don't want to be white?
yeah, you don't want to be white?
Why don't
What?
you just call yourself
Or the
white?
ones
If
that
you're
are
just
obsessed with being mixed. Do you remember back in like the MySpace, Facebook days, we'll be like, black and Italian, black and Spanish, black and
like
Puerto Rican, black Italian. What was it?
like
Like there was a
Blasian,
name for it. Yeah, like Blasian, like it would be people's usernames. So at this point, I'm
like
like, you're obsessed.
Blasian baddie.
You're
Huh?
obsessed.
Huh? Let
You're
it
obsessed.
go. Let it go. Let it go. Like we don't care. And I just really just I don't really know. I don't have like any close friends that are mixed, so I really don't know. I had a best friend in middle school, she was mixed. And I don't know. I'm trying to think, like thinking back. I'm trying because she grew up with her mom, and her mom was a white one. But I'm really trying to think back. I don't recall her really like resonating with her white side. Maybe because they were really country. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's just a very interesting topic.
It is interesting.
And it brings about, why do Black people feel the need? Actually, I know why, slave mentality. But why are we still feeling the need to bring these people into our spaces? Because this also poses another question. Say we were to get reparations. Are they supposed to get it too?
Half. You get whatever percent of black you are is what you get. Sorry, not sorry.
Because, and I don't want to hear nobody saying, well, technically all of us
Well,
are
I was in
mixed
the
race.
hood. No.
No,
Look
I'm
up.
talking about people saying, like, technically we're all mixed race. Shut the hell
No.
up. Leave me alone. I'm talking about, can you look down can you get a family picture and you look at your family? Do you see white faces? If you do not see white faces, then you're fine. If you
Then
see
you can
white
get your check.
faces, you got to go
Back
to
of the
another
line.
line and we got to figure something else out. I'm not talking about 200 years ago. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about now, your current family structure. If you can look at a
Yeah.
big family picture that
If you
goes
can
to
go
your
back
great
like three
grandma
generations
and there's no
and
white
there's no
people,
white people, then collect your
then
check.
collect, like, so it's just very interesting because why were we so gung-ho to be like, yes, that's a Black woman? Because even with the Khloe Kardashian thing, people say
But
she Black because her daddy
we're
OJ.
more prone to say it's a black person when we're proud of them. And we're more likely to say they're mixed when it's someone we don't really want to be associated with. Like how we were so quick to say that Barack Obama was the first Black president of the United States. But if it's a mixed person that we do not want to claim, then they're mixed.
Okay, I need an example.
Um, and it's like at the tip of my
Because
cranium.
even with like stats, I noticed that I saw one article or like one news that said that Kamala is Black and Indian. All the other ones are like, oh, first Black vice president. It's like, she's not Black. She's mixed with Black. She's mixed
See, I
with
didn't
Black.
even know that. I never knew she was mixed.
Yes, I want to say, and I don't know if they mean by Indian, if they mean India from India or Indian Native American, because people are stupid. And it really pisses me off when people are like, I'm mixed with Indian. I'm like, oh, really? That's really cool.
Which one?
And they're talking about Native Americans. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. It's not Indians. You're not Indian. You're not Indian. You're Native American. Do you even know a tribe? You don't?
Please.
Well, shut the hell up.
She's just rude. She calls me the mean one, but it's
I'm really
really
not
her.
rude. I saw this little what is it called? Astrology thing, and it said one of the things about Virgos was like irritated by stupidity. Literally, I get irritated by
My moon is in Virgo, so I can definitely.
And I have no problem with showing that I think you're stupid, and I'm visibly irritated by your stupidity. I'm gonna be like, what?
It upsets me that the signs I be talking so much stuff about, like when I finally saw my birth chart, y'all, I was a Cancer basher, okay? Like I would talk
her
down
mama.
so bad on Cancers. Oh.
Her mom's name is Shyamala. Go below.
Don't hang it up.
Shyamala?
Next caller.
Shyamala. Shyamala. That may make sense where she gets the Kamala from. Shyamala. Kamala Devi Harris. And she married to a white man, which is so funny. Did you know that? She's married to a white man. That is a white woman. No, I'm kidding. You didn't know she's married to a white man?
No, I did not.
She's married to him since 2014. He is white as it comes. His name is Douglas. The more you know. See, does it all, like, when you think of everything like this in the grand scheme of things?
Kids?
That's a good question. Hold on, let's see while we're here. Oh, okay. They got married in 2014. So I don't think they would have kids because she like 50 something? Yeah, she's 55. Okay. But I don't mean you can't have kids if you're not married. I'm not saying
This is embarrassing.
I'm just saying.
She could have had a surrogate.
I'm just saying.
It's just horrible.
I don't think she got kids. Her Wikipedia is not showing any kids. She does not have kids. She does not have kids. Damn. She don't got kids. Wow.
Trash. Okay. Well, listen.
Her dad's not even. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm reading her Wikipedia and I'm just like, okay, yeah, she don't got no kids. I need to. Oh my gosh, I didn't scratch my whole face up. My face red. But yeah, they're just just thinking about multiracial people, and if they're Black, we automatically say they're Black. But they have a drop of Black in them, we automatically. So it's interesting. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
I feel like we talked about a lot. I feel like we've covered so many. We've intertwined so many topics. We've had epiphanies and revelations. We've talked about our ex mistakes, politics, WAP, niggas that do not need to be respected.
Honestly, none of them. I'm kidding. It's a jokey joke.
She's not. A jokey. Okay. I know her in real life, and it is not a joke. Honestly, it shouldn't. It's not, because y'all are horrible. And until one of y'all proves us wrong, it's a no. It's a no
Until
for us.
someone steps up, and,
Step
proves
up
that.
to the plate and hit a home run.
Then no
Until
thanks.
then,
No thanks.
it's
Deuces.
a jokes for me.
It's simply that. It's simply
We're just gonna
that. And I
jokes.
don't care. Don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, this has been another episode of Not That Complicated. Make sure if you're new, you do subscribe if you're listening on Apple Podcasts. And honestly, yeah, subscribe on Spotify. But make sure you give us a rate and review if you're listening on Apple Podcasts.
A
We
5,
need
of
those
course.
rates and reviews. Also, make sure you are following our Instagram at Not That Complicated Pod. And if you're feeling fancy, you can follow the host as well. You can follow me at Tejah, SeauxTejah.
And me, I'm Moeshko on all social media platforms. Moashco. Do that.
Period. All right. We will talk to you guys next week.
Thanks for
Bye.
listening.